Bronson Moreau is back, but it's not good news. After the recent form of play from the overall team, there is definitely drama happening in the locker room, and we have a snippet of a press conference following their last loss where Moreau went off.
Hey Moreau, our last time here you said the team needed to focus in, that would fix the problem with how the last stretch went. Is that answer the same?
Well, if only it was that easy. Focus isn't the problem, it's effort.
Effort. Strong words there. Safe to say there's frustration in the locker room?
I won't speak for everyone, but I will for myself. Yeah, I'm frustrated. I make plenty of mistakes, believe that. But you never catch me giving up. We've got too much of that happening.
Are you saying other players aren't giving their all out there?
I'm saying we've got a lot of guys not out there, but after the game is over, they're headed to the clubs. Cross been out for a few weeks, but everyone else up there been taking time off. Katie been out too, but can't blame him. He's barely touched the rock in the last 3 years.
Is there a new plan going forward? We know you hate losing, but there's been a lot of that.
Yeah, I got a plan. Paul Crew after his line stopped blocking for him. Think I won't? I'm top 5 in rushing. 7 less yards than CMC. 20 more than Bijan. If my receivers get open, I'll toss it. I'm here to put on a show until the curtains close.
It's strong words there from Bronson, but the stats back it up. He has made a lot of mistakes, has more turnovers than he has passing touchdowns. Completion percentage not sitting that high. But when it comes to rushing, he is doing really well. And indeed, Kenneth Walker has barely touched the ball. But when it comes to overall stats, he is still top 5 in passing yards and indeed is top 5 in rushing, 7 less yards than Christian McCaffrey and about 20 more than Bijan Robinson. And on top of that, he's got 2 more touchdowns than Robinson. So with how this season has gone, winning just 1 game in the opening 6, I think we're about to see a whole new different Bronson Moreau, who's not going to sit back in the pocket, let his O-line kill him, and I think he's just going to take whatever he can get, and if he gets help along the way, he'll take it. So as we get into our first game, we'll see what this new look Bronson is going to bring, and you could tell here by the gear, he is protesting the team. He is not wearing a single different item that's an accessory as he misses his first throw under pressure. But indeed, none of his accessories have any team color on it. It is full-blown protest here for Bronson. As he throws this time, he finds one of his few friends, I would say, in the locker room, Tyler Lockett. 2nd and 10. Looks like a lot of play-action rollouts, whether this is actually the play calls coming in or what Bronson wants. It seems like he's just trying to get away from that O-line. Also think it's fun to see that the visor is back, but it is a new visor here for Bronson Moreau. A completely blacked out, cannot see his face as there's a great throw from him on the move. Put that one on the money. At the 32, it's a little bit of a read option. Bronson takes it himself, tries to spin off, and he does get away from 25, though not going to get away from Tavai. So the first drive here with Moreau just taking charge and doing what he wants ends in a field goal. And with the defense picking up a good stop, quick stop even, it was a good call to settle for said field goal. Wonder if that's going to be much of Moreau's choice or the OC as he finds DK. Nice throw under pressure yet again. As DK gets his first, we got a 1st and 10 into plus territory. Looking for DK again, it's lofted out. He could turn the corner and DK will find the touchdown. Apparently, brutal honesty was what this team needed most. And I'm sure the 12s are loving this form of the team. Another stop from the defense, and the offense can come right back out as it's an RPO out to DK. Gonna get a little stiff arm in there, gain of 4. Just needed to get a little bit more aggressive. 2nd and 6. Throw to the outside. Freiermuth hold on to this one. Another first down for the home team, and the crowd is getting loud, something we honestly haven't heard in quite some time. Stepping up in the pocket, there goes Moreau sliding down, taking out the kneecaps of Tavai. He's had enough of these late hits, But Moreau says no celebrating, not good enough, get back to the line, we've got work to do. A lot to make up from. As it's a check down, get it out to Walker. Not able to spin off the tackle. It's a gain of 2. Does still leave us needing 8 for a first down. At the 27, Moreau spreads wide here. A lot more under center tight group, says it looked like he had a lane, was pushed back towards the middle. Looks like they will be settling for another field goal. But it does seem whatever protest Moreau has started here within the locker room seemingly has sparked some things, whether it's anger with his own teammates as it's lofted out and DK again couldn't find it. But with the pressure off the edge there, had to go early. But as we're saying, again, just getting the guys up front maybe a little bit angry. Sparks some play in them as Moreau will look to take off here. He's got a bunch of space. Can he just outrun the defense? No, he gets tracked down at the 25, but it's a huge gain. So 2nd and 10, back under center, back rolling. He's got his guy this time, Lockett, going to cut back in and brought down at the 3. 3rd and goal, still staying spread empty. They bring an extra guy. Moreau rolls, throws to the outside, and it is just too far outside for Walker to adjust. Buda Baker, though, reacts much quicker. For the Cards, that seemed to be the spark they were looking for. They drive, they find a touchdown here in the first half. As once again, it's a read option, and Moreau trucks through 2 different defenders. He'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Definitely some frustration he's taken out on arrival here today. Needing to find another score here to just cushion that halftime lead. It's a quick throw out to Freiermuth, who turns the corner. Turns about a gain of 8 into a gain of 15. Exactly what this team was needing, though. Apparently did not get out of bounds, though. Looked like it from where Moreau was. As it's another roll. No one really going to get open. All right, Moreau will take it himself then. A late hit. Can't really say anything to the refs, though I believe he would want to. Maybe it's time to call that play also that Paul Crew did. If he catches these references, let me know down below. As we roll across, we find tight end number 8. I don't honestly no idea who's out there at this point. As they bring the blitz, going across, he's got an open target, and that is Jonnu Smith. Filling in for the injured Ian Thomas. We will widen this lead 2 scores by half. Now as we get through halftime, Cardinals do start much earlier. They get a touchdown their first drive, so back to a 6-point game. As Moreau throws, getting just enough loft on these, but not too much. DK, though, coughs up the ball. Tavai heads out of bounds. Hopefully there'll be a review saying DK's down, because this would be a troubling start. Now, it would not end up being the case, but the defense would force their own turnover. So it ends up just kind of evening out. Offense right back to it, rolling across, throwing crossbody. We find Lockett, the 37, as we'll go to the left-hand side here. Once again, crossbody throw. We find Lockett. You've got to wonder if these two have been practicing that all week. I mean, clearly something had to have gone down during practice. But it's a good sight here. As once again, Moreau looking to find somewhere to go. He throws late. Draws the defense to the outside, opens the middle up for Walker. And with 3rd and 1, we'll spread it wide a little bit more here. Going back to Walker. Down the middle, he will squeeze out the first down. And with that, Moreau will get them back to the line quickly, though is going to flip it. Send the receivers to the left-hand side, tight ends to the right. Snap. Looking for somewhere to go. Moreau will take it himself, ducking underneath and into the end zone. We retake that 2-score lead in the 3rd. And honestly, coach is liking this so much that he's like, stay on out. Let's get a full 14-point lead here. As we go, Lockett. He gets lit up, but he holds on to it. Maybe we need to give Freiermuth some catching lessons with Tyler. As we get into the start of the 4th quarter, that 14-point lead intact. Coming across once again, cross body. It wasn't an accurate throw. There was a penalty down. And it wouldn't have mattered if he did complete it, because Hall was too far downfield. On top of that, Feliciano injured. So still the offensive line possibly giving up here. We'll have to see if that is truly the case, as mentioned earlier with Cross. His injury has been true. And Moreau answers back with a first down strike to DK. He's keeping his guys involved. Those who haven't quite helped him out, well, not so much. Shot downfield. Smith in Jigba, touchdown. Massive strike there for Bronson Moreau. We kept everything short today. We go deep and it pays off big. It was such a great play. Defense quickly gave up a score because they want to see more. Bronson Moreau in his X Factor, been a while since he's been there, as he finds DK yet again. Over 400 total yards for Moreau, and 4 touchdowns on top of it. As this time we look for the halfback screen. We get Kenny involved here, who gets to the outside and picks up a first down. Seems like Moreau has just installed his own playbook here, and it's actually fitting out really well. Coming across, once again, DK getting out of bounds at the 29. Looking for another play action here, though not a rollout. As it's a throw once again up top, swatted to the defender. The safeties come through. Buddha tips it to Thompson. Another interception for Moreau, but I think he's past caring about those. But ultimately, it wouldn't matter. We would go on to win this game. Did give up a garbage time touchdown, but Bronson made a statement here, and I think it's time that the coaches and his fellow teammates pay attention. But the stretch against rivals continues against the Rams. A honestly probably more heated rivalry, as we've seen more lopsided games against this team than anyone else, as Bronson starts off with a big play. Charlie Woner gets deep downfield. Ian Thomas still about a game away from coming back, but we should have Cross back out there, so our most healthy offensive line that we've had in quite some time. As again, looking for Lockett on the rollout. Gets us down inside the red zone. And of course, Moreau keeping with the all black in terms of his accessories here, even when it's an away game. So he's still staying strong despite the outcome of the last game. Looking for Tyler, it is knocked away. With a single high safety, Bronson tries to draw him off sides. Looks like he doesn't quite like the look, so he's gonna make a change here. As they go with some play action, stepping up and throwing it away. He got sandwiched in the backfield. 3 different defenders meet him, and it will be a field goal attempt. And in almost the opposite fashion to how last game started, the defense has not started this game off well. 2 straight touchdown drives as Jonnu Smith barely gets around the edge. And Moreau tries to throw some blocks. Doesn't help, just back to the line. A lot of effort for no gain. 2nd and 10. Hard count there from Bronson. No one moves. Back to some play action roll. Getting to the outside. He's got his guy. Gets a little late to Tyler. You would expect maybe make an adjustment on the pass. Apparently not. 3rd and 10. Hard count yet again. Moreau trying to get some free yards today, as he will get here right down the middle, sliding down under the jumping safety. Appreciate that. Now, one concerning thing is the fact that Aaron Donald has not really been out there, though they have had consistent pass rush. So something to watch, as this time he finds Lockett, keeps him in bounds, turning up down the sideline. Big gain back to the red zone. This time, we just need to make sure we come away with some points. At the 15, going back to a play action roll. He's got DK, but it's behind him. Starting off the day, accuracy a little bit off here for Moreau. Just need to tune it up. We've seen him do it before. I'm sure he could do it again. As he will flick this one forward, finding Charlie. Getting about half the distance needed. And sometimes it's better to take some than all, as you have several downs more to go. We could try to go for it on 4th, depending what coach thinks. As you look for a window, finding DK this time. Threaded it between 3 different defenders, as we draw this one back to 4. And as we jump forward now, defense gave up another touchdown. We're at the start of the 3rd quarter. Got to find a way to get ourselves back into this one. Well, how about Jonnu Smith sitting wide open? Dump it off to him. He'll pick up 8. Now with us starting down 2 possessions, we'd like to find a quick touchdown this half. Set some tempo, and hopefully our defense follow through. As we find DK, had to lay out for it. Ends up being a big gain down to the 31.
getting right back to it. DK looking for him over the top and needed a little bit more height. Still a great play there from Peters to knock it away. He's been locking down that side. A little play action roll yet again here. See if we get any of our guys open. We look underneath and it's through Freiermuth's hands yet again. Honestly, just keeping him out of the starting lineup might be better at this point. 3rd and 10. Stepping up, Moreau looks to cut to the outside, not getting the stiff arm. 4th and 3 at the 24. He's calling for hurry up. He wants to get this team moving. He wants a touchdown rather than field goal. And I understand that call here, though it could be costly if we don't get anything. Smith and Jigba towards the end zone. Toe taps, they say incomplete? I'd say you've got to review that. At least give us one more look. Or instead, no review. We now jump into the 4th quarter and we are down 28-10. Once again, whole team has just not come through today. Rolling, throwing, and no shot. But this was exactly why we said at the top of this game, it's a much bigger rival than honestly anyone else because they consistently have made big plays against us. And they take that one away. Tried to thread it, didn't work out, and this one might be coming to a close. The performances essentially night and day between these two games, and apparently we've got to yell at our guys every single week if we're to see them perform well, because the O-line did not in this one, and they left Moreau with nothing else to try. But as we return back home, a chance to have an above 500 episode. Not even sure the last time we had one of those. An immediate strike, Jonnu Smith. And we're seeing both worlds here in Seattle. We had a bright, sunny day earlier, now a rainy game here. Still looking for the same outcome, a win. As Ian Thomas back, Ian Thomas with a big catch downfield. Moreau takes the hit, but he will take the hits as long as it comes with a win. That part we have always known from Moreau. As we're down inside the 10. We will hand this one off Walker to the weak side, and he will gain about 1. We give everyone opportunities here about as much as we can, depending on how the team, the defense, are doing as well. Empty set. As Moreau just looks to step up, he will take it himself. Tack on another rushing touchdown, and we open up this game with an answer to the Colts. But ultimately, we need our defense to also get some stops. Does not happen. They give up 2 straight touchdown drives to open this game, and once again, we are under pressure. Dragged down from behind, Gross Matos. Now, we've seen the Colts bring some pressure, so let's try to correct that a little bit. Set up some halfback screens here. See if that helps as we just get it out to Walker. Let some of the linemen get out their limited excuses, and we pick up a few. Still behind the chains here, 3rd and 13. Under 3.5 minutes left this half. Moreau still trying to get people to jump off sides. Has not been his strong suit. As we find Ian Thomas through his hands. Nothing Moreau can do about that. But what he can do is try to lead a 2-minute offense here as the Colts do score following that drop. Need someone to get open here. Great job, though, from the DT or end, whatever position he was playing. Cut off both the angle from Moreau and the throw. Any young defensive lineman out there, he is playing edge despite being a big boy. Take notes on that. Fantastic job. As Moreau will look to scramble, this time not taking a hit, at least from a guy weighing probably over 300 pounds. Does still take a hit from the linebacker. Rolling, we've got DK this time, put it out for him to try to lead him downfield, which does happen. Would have liked him to get out of bounds. A little bit better situational awareness there maybe from both Moreau and DK. As it looks like we should have DK to the outside. Ball is off. This time that is Moreau's fault. So let's correct from there. 1 minute, 2 seconds. And he runs into his own fullback. They have not had the great combination so far today. Moreau will stiff arm the defender, picking up the first down and getting out of bounds. Honestly, Moreau is looking a little bit more stocky out there. Wonder if he's hitting the weight room a little bit more due to some of that frustration. Coming across, waiting for a late option, and his receiver stops. Moreau does get slapped in the back of the head after the throw, and they're actually going to have a penalty called on it. I'm sure if the Colts were your team, you'd be really upset about that call, but for the Seahawks fans, yeah, they'd be calling for it. Definitely contact was made late as Moreau just looks to take it himself, not gonna find the edge. Clark does well to bump him out, keeps it 2nd and 1 with a stacked line for both sides. A little bit of a roll here, just needs someone to get open, or instead Moreau will take it down to about the 1.5-yard line. Just trying to take the simple option here, and sometimes that just means don't throw it. See if we get a good block here for Jonnu, which we should, and this time he catches it. Last game at home, he dropped it. We find our answer inside 2 minutes. Need still our defense to step on up. And I will give them credit. They didn't give up any more points before halftime. We open up the second half, trying to level this game with a shot across the middle that looks wide open. Smith-Njigba showing off a little bit of those legs that honestly have been resting up on the sideline. He had the big shot in the first game. I think maybe 1 or 2 targets in the second. But besides that, with all the heavy tight end work we've been doing, he hasn't seen the field much at all. As we look for Lockett, who, no, just kidding. Smith-Njigba back again, getting us down to the 15. 2 straight deeper options there for Moreau as the defense surprised. They're like, they haven't tried that all game. Well, it's right after halftime. We're going to shake things up a little bit here as we will get Thomas late opening. The defender came down, get us down to the 4. 1st and goal. Hard count from Moreau. Going back to the play action roll, and we'll swing this one out for Freiermuth, who slowed down. Don't think he really needed to. Definitely could have still used a better placement there for Moreau. Get him to the outside. They're stacking the line here. Originally, we had the read option dialed up. Don't quite like it. We'll switch and try to throw this one out. This time, Freiermuth gets his touchdown. It was extremely risky, but we've tied this game up, and the risk has been worth it. And with props headed to the defense, picking up a stop, our opportunity to take a lead here. As we look for the halfback screen, get it out just in time, though a great job, number 2. He fought through 3 different offensive linemen, kept it to just a gain of 1. Fantastic job, as this fullback has got to get out of our way. Look for DK downfield. Get the first down, a gain of around 25. These play actions have unlocked the offense, and that will continue to be the game plan as we move forward. Sticking with it here, throwing late, though a risky one. Corner was just sitting there. That was definitely a forced throw due to the pressure sitting right in front of Moreau there. Just try to keep himself clean is all that was. And he will take the sack this time. 3rd and 22. We've seen great plays for Moreau in similar situations. Need to at least get us into field goal range. As we stick with the play action, it's actually going to the right-hand side. Moreau's trying to find a little bit of a sideline lane. He will get us to that field goal range and settle for it. And as we reach the 4th quarter, Colts would match it, 24-24. Hard count from Moreau, going back to the play action. It's worked a lot better going to the left side, so we'll continue trying to focus on that. Smith-Njigba having himself his best game so far. Now, we haven't quite lit up the stat column in this one, but quietly we have around 300 total yards, a few touchdowns tacked on as well. Good move there from Thomas, gets to the outside and picks up the first down. Just enough of a chip on that to buy us enough time. 1st and 10, gonna roll back to the left-hand side. Left tackle's done well in this one. Looking for DK at the sideline. He does not get the catch inbounds or out of bounds. Good play there from Clark. Jars it free. 2nd and 10. Immediate rush right down the gut. Moreau's gonna have to throw it away. I don't know what the interior was doing there, but it definitely wasn't blocking. With a 3rd and 10 outside of field goal range. Need maybe, let's say 7 yards to be safe. Gotta find something here. Or look for a first down. Ball comes up short. Thomas couldn't quite get to it. Had to slow down. At the 42 here. I would rather go for it than punt. But the OC is going to pull us off the field. See if we could hit a field goal, hopefully. Or instead, it's a field goal for the Colts. They take a lead. We've got 2:34 left. We've got to answer. As Moreau's having to find somewhere to go, it's just got to be a throwaway. Quick pressure that time across the line. Leaves us 2nd and 10. Still at the 25. Moreau's got to find what will work here, and that might be scrambling around a little bit more. Pick up some blocks. Try to truck through some defenders again. He just does not care anymore about himself or anything else. He just wants to win. Finding the window, finding Tyler Lockett. 2-minute warning hits from here. He's played a great game, but now he's got to lead his team to victory. A touchdown is the main focus. Obviously, need to make sure we're at least in field goal range come the end of this drive, no matter what that end is. With not a first down, they actually mark it 2nd and inches. I was going to say with a first down, that could definitely do it. As it's going to be a change here. Hairston in at fullback. Help lead the way for Walker, who gets his carry. He's going to fight forward, maximize his 2 rushes for 5 total. As we've kind of played around with some different play calls, let's go back to what we know has worked out pretty well today. Some more play action roll. Corner does well to drop there. Moreau again taking the safe option and tack on an extra 15. They're going to call the late bump there. We've seen far worse, but they get Chauncey Golston on that same guy who slapped the back of Moreau's head earlier that also got the call. As Moreau's just essentially trying to run quarterback sweeps at this point, he picks up 1. Gross Matos does well in pursuit there. He's had a pretty good game as well. 2nd and 9. Hard count from Moreau. Looking for a pass or looking for somewhere to roll. Can he get something here from his target? No, ball pops out and it doesn't get out. How unfortunate. And I'm hoping that Moreau is down. If we get a review, that would be great. Take a second look at it here. No, ball is definitely out and it was still in bounds. We're gonna need a big stop here from our defense with 3 timeouts left. That is a big one. But for the first time today, we'll check in on the defense. Gain of 7, play 1 does not help. And a first down with 1 timeout remaining. That will end up being the killer. We dropped this one, had the opportunity, tried playing it as safe as possible while still being aggressive. Bronson Moreau ends up fumbling, and we are still looking for a positive episode. We win 1, we lose 2. Now, the standings aren't looking great. We are well below the top team in the 49ers, who already have swept us this year. We lost 1 to the Rams. We beat the Cardinals once. But just now reaching the midway point, if we go on a streak of wins and we get some help with some losses for these top few teams, they're all really close, just not us. We could turn the season around still, but it's looking like the rest of this season is just going to be pure shenanigans and trying to stack up as many big plays, highlights, touchdowns, whatever it is that Bronson Moreau can do before he ultimately makes his decision come the end of this year, because there is speculation about if he will stay in the NFL. So make sure you stick around to find out what Bronson Moreau ends up doing. He's got options. He's already won a Super Bowl in only his 2nd year. He's not tied to the game, especially when the game has treated him as he's been here. So hit that subscription button either down below or the bear icon on the bottom right, and definitely tap the bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, though as soon as this season comes to an end, so will this series, and that should put us about at the same time as EA Sports College Football. Already talked a little bit about plans for that. Dynasty will be coming, and we're probably going to do a big rush of that series when it opens. Hopefully it's not going to pause at an awkward time, the States Only Challenge, but we will talk about that when we get to it. Speaking of which, States Only Challenge, every Tuesday and Thursday, we just made a big move at quarterback with more to come, so we'll see you there too, as Bronson Moreau continues doing him.